Governor Alex Otti has finally broken his silence, and what he said has completely reshaped the national conversation surrounding Nnamdi Kanu, especially now that the IPOB leader has been sentenced to life imprisonment. The governor did not just comment, he announced that plans to secure Kanu's release are already in motion, despite the weight of the judgment delivered only hours earlier. My viewers, this is a major development and it's coming at a very delicate moment for the Southeast and the entire country. Please like this video and subscribe as we break this story down step by step. According to Governor Otti, the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu has broken a lot of our people and created an atmosphere of shock, sorrow, and heavy silence across Abia and the wider Southeast. And as you know, whenever something touches the soul of the region this deeply, it becomes a national issue automatically. Now let us look at the core of what the governor revealed. He said he has been quietly engaging with the federal government, yes, at the highest level, to find an alternative resolution to the IPOB leader's trial. Those talks, according to him, produced certain agreements. But the agreements were tied to how quickly the court would conclude the case. If you are watching, please like this video and subscribe. But the case dragged on. The judgment took time. And now that the final decision has been delivered, Governor Otti says the alternative strategy will finally kick in. He also confirmed something many people didn't know. He visited Kanu earlier this year inside DSS custody and personally explained the strategy to him. So this is not a new idea. This is not a reactionary statement. It is something that has been in the works for almost a year. My viewers, if you are following this breakdown, please like the video and subscribe. Governor Otti further assured the people that even though Kanu may appeal the conviction, he himself, on behalf of Abia State, is already activating the roadmap that had earlier been agreed upon with federal authorities. He is ready to work, ready to collaborate, and ready to engage with anyone who genuinely wants Kanu released through dialogue and diplomacy. If you value balanced analysis, kindly subscribe. Now let us look at this clearly. This situation touches on multiple layers: legal, political, constitutional, and even moral questions. Legally, Kanu has been convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment by a federal high court. That judgment stands unless overturned by the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court. So any talk of alternative resolution must fall within constitutional powers such as presidential prerogative of mercy, administrative negotiation, political settlement, or executive intervention under national security considerations. From this point, we need to understand that what Governor Otti is proposing is not a legal challenge, it is a political and diplomatic route. That in itself raises several questions. 1. Would the federal government be willing to override a court judgment? 2. Can political negotiation undo a terrorism conviction? 3. Is this the right time to make such a move, especially when emotions are high? 4. How will this be interpreted by security agencies, political actors, and the judiciary? Another angle to this issue is the contradiction between legal justice and political stability. Nigeria has been walking a tightrope for years over the IPOB question. A purely legal solution has not delivered peace. A purely security-focused strategy has not solved the tension. So the argument for dialogue keeps gaining ground. But at the same time, there are people who believe that once a terrorism conviction has been delivered, political negotiation becomes complex unless the president decides to exercise constitutional powers to intervene. Please like this video and subscribe. So what Governor Otti is doing is presenting a middle path, acknowledging the judgment, respecting the law, but insisting that political dialogue remains the only sustainable solution. This is a very delicate balance, and it carries significant implications. Now let us connect this development to the broader Nigerian situation. Nigeria today is sitting on layers of open wounds: deep insecurity, political tensions, economic hardship affecting families, youth frustration boiling across regions, ethnic sentiments that politicians have used for years, historical trauma from civil war memories and marginalization narratives. In the midst of all this, anything connected to Nnamdi Kanu becomes more than just a legal matter. For many young people in the Southeast, Kanu represents a symbol, rightly or wrongly, of resistance and voice. For others in the country, he represents a challenge to national unity. For families affected by sit-at-home, insecurity, and economic losses, his saga is tied directly to their suffering. And for the political class, Kanu's name is an explosive instrument, something easily weaponized. When the court sentenced him to life imprisonment, these layers of tension were reignited instantly. Ordinary people feel the heat. Market women in Aba, keke riders in Umahia, farmers in rural communities, traders who have lost business on Mondays for years, parents who fear that their children might be caught up in clashes, security operatives deployed to tense areas. All these people feel the weight of this judgment. My viewers, please like this video and subscribe. Governor Otti understands this context. That is why he called for calm. He knows that even a single provocative statement can escalate tensions, and that is why he wants politicians to stop using Kanu's situation to play dirty politics. Because when political actors stoke ethnic anger or incite frustration, ordinary people suffer. Roads become unsafe, markets shut down, schools close, transport systems freeze, and the cycle continues. Now let us look at the emotional side of this issue. Supporters of Nnamdi Kanu are heartbroken. They feel disappointed, betrayed, and defeated. Many of them were hoping that after years of trial, the outcome would be different. Some even believed that the government would consider political dialogue before a final judgment. Families in Kanu's hometown of Afara Uku are devastated. For them, this is not just a political figure. This is their son, their brother, their kinsman, a human being they grew up with.
Communities across the Southeast are experiencing shock and silence. Whether you support IPOB or not, the name Nnamdi Kanu carries emotional weight in Igbo land. But on the other side, there are Nigerians who believe the judgment is justified. Some feel that the federal government simply followed the legal process. Others argue that terrorism charges cannot be treated casually. This is why this story is so emotionally charged. There is no single unified reaction. The country is divided, and the emotions are intense. And Governor Otti is stepping into this emotional battlefield with a message of calm, dialogue, and diplomatic engagement. Now, from the government's perspective, several explanations exist. The federal government may argue that national security must come first. The legal process must be allowed to run its course. Dialogue can only happen after security concerns are addressed. No president wants to set a precedent of negotiating every terrorism conviction. President Tinubu, according to Governor Otti, did not create this problem. That is true, but he inherits it as part of Nigeria's ongoing security crisis. So from the presidency's angle, the strategy might be: 1. Allow the courts to finish the process. 2. Avoid appearing weak or pressured. 3. Explore political solutions quietly after the dust settles. That may be why the federal government is open to alternative resolution, but only after the judgment was delivered. Also, the government must consider the national ripple effect of any major concession. The northern region has its own sensitivities. The South-South has a militant history. The Middle Belt is battling banditry. The government may fear that any political settlement with one group might trigger expectations from others.
So, Tinubu's government is likely to move cautiously, balancing national unity, security operations, legal processes, and political diplomacy. Now let us look at what might happen next. This situation is far from over. In fact, we are entering a new phase. Several things may unfold. 1. Kanu will likely appeal the judgment. That process could take months or years, depending on how fast the courts move. 2. Otti's diplomatic strategy may continue behind closed doors. High-level discussions may take place between the presidency, security agencies, and Southeast governors. 3. There may be new political pressure from international groups. Human rights organizations, diaspora groups, and international observers may intensify calls for dialogue. 4. Public reaction will shape the government's next move. If protests remain peaceful, dialogue becomes easier. If tension escalates, security agencies may tighten their stance. 5. Economic implications for the Southeast. Markets may experience uncertainty. Businesses may operate cautiously. Transport may be affected. 6. Regional politics may shift. Other governors may join Otti's diplomatic push, especially if he is seen as taking a courageous stand. 7. Tinubu's political reputation could be impacted. If he resolves the issue peacefully, he may gain historical credit. If mishandled, the political and security backlash could be intense. My viewers, if you are following this breakdown, please like the video and subscribe. Governor Alex Otti has taken a bold step, one that blends leadership, emotional intelligence, political strategy, and genuine concern for his people. He's saying, essentially, we cannot allow this issue to define our region forever. We must find a peaceful, diplomatic, and lasting solution. But the path ahead is not simple. It is filled with legal hurdles, emotional wounds, political landmines, and national security complexities. All eyes are now on the federal government, on the Southeast, on the courts, on the streets, and on the people. Whatever happens next will shape not just the fate of Nnamdi Kanu, but the future of Igbo land, the stability of the region, and the unity of Nigeria. Please like this video and subscribe if you want balanced, calm, and in-depth analysis on this and other national issues.